Y'all gotta excuse me, I'm trying to eat my meal, but I cannot finish my meal until I tell y'all about the vision that I had last night, because I'm ready to go into these topics. I'm going to get me a notebook to organize my topics, because I'm going over all these topics today. I'm putting that first, and after I do that, then I can get back to living my life. Like, if y'all can see how this is just affecting my day to day, but people are gonna be pulling bullshit. They were gonna try to be tearing me down, in the spirit, and to try to keep this information from coming out. So I was like, let me just go on ahead and put it out there with all the strength that I have left, and then I can go from there to reharness my energy to go full force against these folks in the spirit realm, and whatever that we gotta do on this earth to make sure that we are given the justice that is deserved. But anyway, so last night, I went to sleep, and actually I went to sleep after a certain time, and when I went to sleep, I woke up and I remember. Oh, excuse me, I woke up, and it was like when I woke up, I almost couldn't remember, but I remember being in the spirit and everything, and I was in a restaurant, and I remembered when I woke up that there was a wallet in the restaurant. I was sitting in a booth in the restaurant, and I had all my stuff, purse, belongings, and I was working on something. So I was supposedly eating, but I had a notebook where I was working on stuff for my case. And I got up from the booth, and I walked away from the booth, and I ended up I started forgetting what happened, and that's what I remembered when I woke up. That started me to remember other parts of the vision. So I remember getting up out the booth and walking from the booth, and coming back to the booth, and my money was still. Actually, I don't remember walking away from the booth. I remember coming back to the booth. The last part that I remember was when I woke up and I had came back to the booth, and all my money and everything. Ooh, I got this food in my nail. All my money and things. All my money was still in my wallet, and there was people in the restaurant right there by my wallet that could have went in my wallet and stole my stuff. I don't know if they knew whose stuff it was, and they was just trying to do it, see on the slick if they had an opportunity and didn't have an opportunity, or if they knew it was my stuff and they seen me right there working on my case and they didn't steal my stuff. So anyway, that's not really the main part that really got me. When I got up, I started remember more in the vision after that. And then when I got up and I had walked from the booth, I had walked into a whole nother facility or something, and I ended up talking to a white girl. It was a whole bunch of stuff that went on in this vision, it was people chasing me or somebody after me or something like that. And but I know God wanted me to reveal what He allowed me to remember. And there was a white girl, or she was mixed race, but you know how me, I'm predominantly black. I'm African and Indian. I'm predominantly black. This girl was mixed, and she looked like she was mixed with white, but she looked like she was predominantly white. And she reminded me of this girl I knew named Precious, mixed girl I knew named Precious back in the day. But she was a mixed race woman, and she had been in the jail. She was back in the jail, in the Montgomery County Jail in Conroe, Texas. And I seen her in the inmate uniform, and I don't know if they was putting her in the back of the segregated housing unit where they was putting me, but she spoke to me, and the girl said the name of a sergeant, and she said the lady name. She said Sergeant Anderson. Said she was glad to see me back in the jail, because the girl had said that she had got released, but that she had done something, and that she got arrested again. And she said when she came back into the jail that she saw Sergeant Anderson, and Sergeant Anderson said, and I believe that's a woman, Sergeant Anderson is a woman, and then when she said Sergeant Anderson said she was glad to see me back in the jail, and then I said, and the Holy Spirit was like, yeah, and if they saw me back in the jail, that they'll be happy to see me back in there. After what they did, that they would be trying to be oh, hey, Jones, and thinking that you gonna do all this shit to me and my baby, and then think you gonna have me back up in that motherfucker. I need to expose a plot that they have to try to have gang members bring me back to the jail, because when I got out, I ran from the jail and I was scared, and then I was telling people and running from people, and then they were trying to have gang members crush my belly and bring me back to the jail where they tried to murder me. So anyway, the girl said Sergeant Anderson. The girl said Sergeant Anderson, and I was like, when she said Sergeant Anderson, I knew that name because when I was back there in the back of the jail, I was writing all of these officers, sergeants, to get me from back there. I was telling them this is inmate abuse. I need to be moved to population. I have not done anything wrong, and they kept writing me back saying, no, we can't move you to population, and back there poisoning my trays and starving me, denying me medical care for my baby. And when I was writing the medical infirmary and saying that I needed a doctor, they kept lying and saying, you're not pregnant. The test come back negative and everything, and y'all heard the baby's heartbeat and everything from the ultrasound, and charge nurse Michelle did the ultrasound, and they probably got her, I don't know what they're going to try to do to this lady if she try to come forward, but she ain't came forward yet, and she's white, so I already know she going to sell me out. But anyway, but she did it. So if she sell me out, she just putting herself in more trouble, because I can't wait to get to the video about her. But anyway, so the white girl, I don't know if this she was like Miss Race. I don't know if this girl was in the jail with me when they was doing this to me, because there were several inmates that heard me screaming. There were several inmates that I showed my stomach to. There were several inmates who heard the truth about my case that was upset, saying that they was around lying to people and telling people stuff about me while they had me back there screaming for my life. And the girl told me one of the sergeant's names because I believe she was in there with me. And everybody saw how they kept taking me when they did put me. I know why they making all this noise around me. But anyway, and it ain't because I'm no paranoid schizophrenic. It's because y'all got me in this country, and none of y'all didn't say nothing. And y'all see all these thousands of videos that I'm making. So anyway, let me just go back into. Hold on, I'm gonna eat a piece of my motherfucking chicken since they want to keep making all that fucking noise around me. That's how I feel about the fucking noise motherfucker keep trying to make while I'm making the videos exposing these hoes. But anyway, so and that's right by my room too, where I would be making my videos. So anyway, Sergeant Anderson, and I remembered that name because they'll have to sign your grievance form when you telling them I'm pregnant, they poisoning me, they doing this to me, la la la, move me to population, give me a doctor. Like when you write in your grievances, I had wrote stacks of grievances like this that could fill up a phone book. And these white guards that was back there trying to murder me and set me up to be murdered kept signing the grievance forms back to me with excuses about why they couldn't give me a doctor and why they couldn't move me out of population while still back there trying to kill me and my baby. And Sergeant Anderson was one of the sergeants that signed the grievance forms refusing me a doctor and refusing me to be moved out of population while they was back there trying to murder me and my child and my baby. So I was glad because y'all in the other video I told y'all I couldn't remember the names of all of the sergeants. I had all the grievance forms with me with their name on it. I had all the medical forms with me of me writing all these nurses, and I had the signatures of all the nurses that denied me a doctor and tried to lie about my pregnancy. And they chased me all over Texas trying to murder me for the papers. So I went on ahead and got rid of the papers and all of my stuff, and I just ran on foot for my life while Cynthia Vera and the government, Illuminati, all these high-level priestesses that I'm telling y'all about was over here trying to hope that they could murder me in the woods out there in Texas and refusing me into the shelters. So I know that there are probably women who was in that jail with me that see that, oh, Andrea's on YouTube now. Andrea telling what happened. Andrea's telling on these folk out there in the jail. You know what I'm saying? And I know that girl came to me in the spirit telling me, Sergeant Anderson, she one of the officers that did that shit to you. And I couldn't remember the bitch name because I got rid of the paperwork, and they were psychologically abusing me and having gang members like LaMarcus Sanders and Charles Cross take me in the home with Lily Morris and Bianca Hudson, and they was trying to beat me with a stick. Bianca Hudson tried to beat me with a stick like this and kill my baby, and I had to pull a knife out on Bianca in the middle of the street. I had ran and she still was chasing me, and I was on the phone with 911 and she still wouldn't leave me alone. And I said, Bianca, if you come any closer to me, you are dead. I said, Bianca, you don't want to die today. And when she seen I had that knife, I was way down the street. I had been calling the police for hours. They kept trying to jump me the whole time while I was by myself in the room where I had been living. And when she seen that knife, she turned her ass around like a Rottweiler and went back into the yard, and Charles Cross pulled up and he had a shotgun, and I was trying to stay in the area and the police still wouldn't show up, and these people was over here trying to kill my baby, and y'all seen my baby bump. Y'all heard the baby heartbeat. Like, I ain't got no reason to fucking lie, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna expose everybody, and I called the police, and I had Bianca charged because I had already called 911 on Bianca because she had been trying to fight me for several days inside of the home. And I told Bianca, I said, Bianca, I'm pregnant. And then Bianca was like, I don't give a fuck about no baby. I don't give a fuck about no baby. I killed that baby. And I got a video of it, and I went and grabbed a knife out the kitchen and went out the house. And I was on the phone with 911 when her and Lily Morris tried to come in the room and tried to fight me. And I said, Lily Morris, I had the knife in my purse and I was trying to get my stuff. I said, Lily Morris, I said, I was on the phone with 911. I said, if you come within arm's reach of me, do not come within arm's reach of me. And she was trying to, and she was like, I know you got that knife in your purse. I know you got that knife in your purse. And I got out the house, and Bianca came, and the police was like, wait by the curb for the police. And then the police was like, I was like, nah, because Bianca tried to fight me still. And then so I went down the street and wait by the stop sign. And I'm by the stop sign waiting for the police. I never pulled out the knife on them or anything in the house. And I just grabbed it because I told her I was pregnant. And I said, Bianca, don't try to fight me because I'm pregnant. And when she said she didn't give a fuck about the baby, she'll kill the baby, I went and snatched that motherfucking knife up out that kitchen and put it in my pocket. Like, bitch, I will goddamn hurt you. You ain't finna be trying to kill my baby for no motherfucker. And so Bianca, she ran up on me while I was waiting for the police. I called the police again, and I told the lady, I said, y'all taking too long, you know what I'm saying, to get here. And then I said, I need to file a report from around the area where it happened because I already knew the police was putting them up to trying to kill the baby out there in Texas. So I was like, no, y'all gonna file this report on these people that y'all done put up to trying to kill my baby, bro. And they didn't want to do it. They tried to make me go to a totally different city and then make the report, you know what I'm saying, which means that once the officer showed up to Lily Morris and them, how they think they gonna let them get away with trying to kill my baby. And I was like, no. So I did make a police report against Bianca, and the 911 operator gonna tell me, she was like, oh, you don't, I won't have access to these 911 calls. And cause I called and I said, that officer didn't show up. I said, I've been calling you for hours and that officer didn't show up. And that girl done tried to kill my baby and I'm pregnant. And I said, so I need to know that I'm gonna have access to these 911 calls for my lawyer, you know what I'm saying, because I'm pressing charges on these people. And she said, no, if you don't stay over there at the scene where for the officer to show up, she was like, then you can't get the 911 call. I said, the lady is over there trying to run up on me with a stick. They over there trying to pull out guns on me for trying to protect myself. They trying to kill my baby. I don't have no reason to be sitting over there at the scene with the officer refusing to show up after 3 hours, and they still out there trying to fight me, you know, to the point where I had to pull out a fucking knife. And the lady was like, well, you won't have access to these 911 calls. And I did end up filing a police report against Bianca Hudson. And I did have a video of her admitting that she was trying to hurt the baby. And then they done shut down the phone with that evidence in it. But I showed these white women because they was trying to have me out on the street so that the KKK could come after me and the baby. And everywhere I go, when people see me working on the evidence and working on the case, they try to silence me. They try to silence me from telling about it. They try to make up reason, try to call me lazy, broke, no job, just to try to get me from telling about their affiliations with these gangs and what they did to me and my children. And so, you know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about the American dream. I'm not worried about none of that shit. Y'all done see me homicide on the motherfucking street, bitch. I'll go right back out there. I don't give a fuck. I'll go right back out there to expose you motherfuckers. Y'all keep working your motherfucking job. Keep having your motherfucking house. You put me out of another motherfucking house, I don't give a motherfucking fuck because I'm gonna expose every motherfucking body that did it. So anyway, y'all know I gotta calm down, but they done had people up to trying to kill this baby for a very long time, and then I had to hurry up and leave because Lamarcus Sanders was like, why did you even filing a police report on Bianca? Because they tried to say that was cool with me after I called the police several different times, and I said, no, I'm filing this police report. And the officer told me, he was like, they charged Bianca Hudson with terroristic threat, but I had been living there for some months trying to get the information out, and they was when they brought me there as a setup to the house anyway. And so I realized that they were setting me up when LaMarcus and them was putting stuff in my food, and you know the phone calls, the messages, surrounding my my activities, people setting me up. I have to go, that's a whole nother topic. But anyway, they have been doing this to me for a very long time. And when I seen Sergeant Anderson name, after that, I seen Nicki Minaj in the vision, and Nicki Minaj was going through the airport, and she had 20 luggages on a little pull thing where you can kind of roll it, and she had a black suitcases full of all of her stuff, and she was dressed up in some cheetah pattern sex kitten MK Ultra Mind Control, which shit she had on, and she had one of them crazy looking wigs, colorful wigs, and she was changing outfits, so her outfits kept changing and her hair kept changing, and she had a team of people that helped her go through the airport, and she got on top of her luggage and was like, kicking up her feet and her legs, and talking and looking and glorifying the wealth and how much shit she had, and was riding off with her suitcases and her luggage and laughing like, ha, 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 ha. You know how that evil shit she be doing. And then I seen her in the airport go past me with all her luggage and her stuff, kicking up her legs and, acting like she the queen of some shit, and, because she's so rich and all of that. And then I was like, damn, she got to be scared sometimes, having all that money. And I was like, she got to get tired of always people following her, because when people seen her, they were like, oh, and Nicki Minaj. Everybody was like, oh, and Nicki Minaj. And then it seemed like she had a hood on one time, and then I was like, damn, it seemed like she probably get tired of people constantly, looking at her and bothering her like every time she go places or whatever. But I seen her in this vision, and this was after I seen the part about Sergeant Anderson, and she was one of the officers who was trying to help murder me for a blood sacrifice. Well, I don't know if Sergeant Anderson, if she was in on it, but I know that Sergeant Anderson's name was on them papers when I was asking to be released out of that cell where they was trying to murder me, so technically you was in on it. That's how I see it. But anyway, so Nicki Minaj, I believe why it's so important to keep mentioning Nicki Minaj, why God wanted me to mention Nicki Minaj, was because I seen her in the vision after what I seen about Sergeant Anderson and these women in this facility. It's Conroe, Texas, the Montgomery County Jail. Nicki Minaj started doing witchcraft visitations on me when they had me in a psych ward. They had me in a psych ward for screaming for my life, and Nicki Minaj started doing witchcraft visitations on me. And I'll do a video about what happened in that cell. And she was doing dance rituals and demonic spells, demonic witchcraft while I was in there, and I was in there for protecting myself. And as y'all can see, I'm free as a bird. And yes, my tooth is missing, but I can still smile because I was not guilty. I was a woman who was being abused, and Nicki Minaj was doing witchcraft on me for the Satanic Illuminati while I was in the jail cell. And it's not my fault to have to say it, because she did that. And who cares if I can't prove it? You know what I can prove? Go look up celebrities in 666. Go look up Satanic Illuminati. Go look up all of that, and I can prove their affiliations with that. And you can also look further than that, and you can see that 666 and the Satanic Illuminati is linked to the White Brotherhood. And then you can do a little bit more research and see that the White Brotherhood is linked to Satan. And then when you do a little more research, look up Satan and look up the Children of God and look at what their agenda is for us, and then look at how much money they got and how much they selling us out. Go look up the lyrics to that song and really ask yourself, are they really trying to benefit God's people, or are they really being used as a tool for Satan to influence your children to be derogatory, to influence your daughters to degrade themselves, to influence your boys to be out there living unrighteously? just really take a look. I don't got the money though. And see, in the Bible it say that the rich have many friends, and that the poor is separated from even his neighbor. So if I had 300 million, and it's crazy how God said that my case about my children, I don't want none of my children to die, you know what I'm saying? But God said that my case was worth $300 million, you know what I'm saying? So technically that would make me worth more than these women, and that make it even more reason why people will be using whoever they can to try to discredit me and kill the baby and keep me from putting out the information about the case. You got people saying, oh, you ain't gonna get a dollar out them white folks. No. I don't give a fuck about the money. I want my kids. But God said for everything that they did, everything they stole, it's gonna be repercussions. And God said how much the lawsuit was worth if my son body, something about my son body, and something about some twins, and I was still alive. So I don't really want the money. I want the children alive. That's what I want. I don't want your motherfucking money, because me and my children can take refuge somewhere else. There's plenty of places that I can go with my boy. There's plenty of places I can go with my newborn. There's plenty of places that I can go and tell what the fuck y'all did that's gonna take me and that boy in, and that's gonna help me. And we'll be done with that satanic coven. We'll be done with y'all. And I could be able to expose y'all, but I wouldn't have did it. I would have left and I would have went on with my life. But see, it was God that wanted to expose y'all. And like I said, if I have to get murdered or anything like that, I want y'all to look back to the satanic witches, priestesses that I told y'all about, because at some point I'm going out there for my son, point blank, period. Ain't no you gonna run me off no goddamn where on no racist cooning ass bullshit trying to help the KKK, and then think that I'm not gonna go back for my baby boy because I'm a poor black woman, and you feel you gonna kill me for standing up for myself, and y'all sitting over here wanting somebody to glorify you as a black woman. I pray they tear you down. I pray they tell you from your high fortress. I pray they tell you from your pedestal. I pray that money become a curse to you. I pray everything that you do in your life is a reminder that you fail in the spirit. And everything that you do as a reminder of you trying to help some damn KKK Klansman sit over there and murder an African-American woman that was pregnant and protecting herself and her child, so that y'all could sit up there and get some $1 million fucking checks from some racist ass white folks that don't even fucking like you or want you to have the fucking money. And everybody gonna smile for the camera. Everybody gonna smile for the camera. So let me get into these topics, y'all. I think that's another reason why God is halting my visions, allowing my visions to be halted, because that'll make it seem like, oh, she just crazy and she just making up shit, you know. And God said the things of the spirit is foolishness to the natural man, you know what I'm saying, because he cannot discern them, you know what I'm saying. These people don't have the gifts that I have, you know. A lot of people don't have the gifts that I have, or the understanding or the wisdom that I have. But this is calling for those who have wisdom, you know what I'm saying. For those who have wisdom, this is calling for people who been calling these folks out, you know what I'm saying. Like, this is for you. This is the message that you probably needed, you know what I'm saying, to hear, to know that you've been on the right track. These are some very wicked ass people, you know. And it took for me to sit back as a poor African American. I'm just broke. I ain't poor. Poor is a spiritual thing, but broke, you know what I'm saying, African American one. Actually, I'm not even broke. I got a little money, you know what I'm saying, not a lot, but you know, probably like $30-$40, and you know, that ain't shit. But I ain't broke, you know what I'm saying? And I think that it's just an eye-opener for some people out there who may been feeling a little bit alone in this society. Trust me, I've been feeling the same goddamn way, you know what I'm saying. And I have a whole case where these white people done did stuff to me, and that's why I asked y'all to shut down the Black Lives Matter movement, protest against the Black Lives Matter movement. I have a Black Lives Matter suitcase, and they were still trying to set me up to be outside as a blood sacrifice with me and my baby. So, you know, I'm asking all the saints to pray, because right now my prayer life ain't as strong as it should be. But I need y'all to pray for me. If you in the industry, you know that what I'm saying is true about these witches and these priestesses. And if you done sold that, you know what I'm saying, already, if there's anything you could do behind the scenes to try to help expose some of these folk, please do it for me. You know, if there's any information that you have, please give it up. You know what I'm saying? If you got to submit the information anonymously, please do that, because you know how much money they have, and you know how much they sell out and coon for that money, and you know that they went and got them people to try to hurt me for protecting myself. So if there's any civil rights leaders, spokesmen, people, take some of this information and put it on your channel, you know, exposing these women. You ain't got to expose them about my case, but just expose them in general. They need to be exposed in general, and we just gonna leave it at that.